Welcome to Gen Z Hoops, the Gen Z basketball, coaching, and sports business show.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Gen Z Hoops podcast. Today I'm joined by the host of the Co-Courtside podcast, Alex Cocoros. Alex, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I appreciate it, Ashton. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. Let's do this.
Oh, yeah, of course. Let's jump right into it. So can you talk a little bit about how you fell in love with the game of basketball at a young age?
Wow, great question, man. I think just me growing up around it. Obviously my dad works for the NBA. He's been a big sports guy his whole life. And just me being close to that, it really just drew me, not to basketball, but in sports in general. You know, I follow the Yankees. I'm a big football fan as well. And sports really brings people together. And I saw that at a young age by playing it, watching it. And sports has been a lot to me in my life. So, it's something that I want to pursue in my career, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
What sports did you play growing up, by any chance?
Basketball, baseball mostly. I'm pissed I quit baseball early. I'm a lefty, and, being a lefty pitcher in baseball is a necessity. So my pickoff move was lethal. So I'm pissed that I kind of quit early. But I played basketball in high school and, still hooping for fun. I was given all the interns buckets in our intern hoop game a couple days ago. So, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. What do you think is your go-to move down the line when you're playing?
I'm a lefty, like I said.
Yep.
I kind of got that Ginobili-esque in me.
Okay.
Down the lane, I don't have a crazy athleticism or, my vertical is nothing special. But it is weird. My layup package I've been gifted with a good layup package. So I use that to my advantage. And, if you need me to hit the three, I can do that for you as well.
A little Kyrie-esque right there.
Yeah, some say that.
Was there ever an athlete that got you into playing basketball at a young age?
Like I said, I love Ginobili, man.
Right.
The fact that he was lefty. But if we're going to the guy who's, more of a superstar, I'll say I love Melo. I'm a Knicks fan.
Right.
Watching Melo growing up, going to the Garden, seeing him really be the first superstar for the Knicks in my lifetime was something special to me. And obviously, I think Melo is very underappreciated for his career. One of the best scorers of all time. So I'll go with Melo.
Yeah, actually, same as well. I grew up during that time during Lynn Sandy when Jeremy Lin took the NBA by surprise around then.
Exactly.
And, Carmelo Anthony, he was the predominant figure of New York sports at the time. You had him at Madame Tussauds, kind of faking it, and everyone's freaking out. And I really do think he is underappreciated in the sport of basketball. I don't think we'll ever see a guy who could score on all three levels. You give it to in the mid-range, he faces up and go get you a bucket anymore.
No, it's a great point. I think he's top 10 in scoring of all time?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
so.
He passed it. So he's a scoring machine. Give Melo his flowers. He had a great career, and we'll see him in the Hall of Fame one day. Yeah,
not to mention the 1 year LeBron was supposed to win unanimous MVP back in 2013. Who got the only other vote for MVP? Carmelo Anthony.
I didn't know that. That's you just gave me a new fact today that I didn't know. So
you keep using that in your Melo argument going forward.
Yes, I'll use that.
So when did you realize that you wanted to work in production?
I think I've always been a kid on the creative side. Back in 8th grade, middle school, those young years, I thought it was the coolest thing ever to, download clips from YouTube and make edits to it, put music in the background, and really having your own creative control. And just being able to, create something that, is on your own freedom is something that always was cool to me. And then later on, I realized that I was decent at communicating with people, and just making relationships was so cool to me. So now kind of seeing on the on-air side of it is something that I'm interested in too. So yeah, just the combination of sports along with the creative aspect of production, something that you can't really get in a lot of other occupations, is something that is really special to me.
Yeah, and we're at NBA Summer League right now. Can you talk a little bit about chasing this passion here?
I mean, there's nothing like it. The fact that you're able to get on this amazing studio with 3 cameras, the concourse behind us, NBA players playing here. There's nothing like it, and it's something that I don't take for granted. Last year, from the influence of John, he was saying, Alex, get on screen, get on air. There's time to do it. Go meet someone. I was able to do it, and it's something that I realized, wow, maybe I could have a career in this. Maybe it's something that I could pursue, and there's really nothing like Summer League, man. Just the people you meet. You saw it here with Sports Business Classroom. There's endless opportunities. So I'm just trying to take full advantage of it as much as I can. So, yeah.
Along with endless opportunities, I believe endless knowledge as well. We especially in the SBC program, they gave us so many instructors that have worked in this industry for countless years, guys who are Jay Adonde, who's going into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and even Bobby Marks. I see that guy on TV every week of my life. It's so surreal.
Yeah. How was that experience for you?
Oh man, at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of starstruck when I saw him because it was a one-on-one meeting down below in the Red Room, and I'm like, wow, this is the guy I'm seeing on my TV who's at the trade machine, who kind of bashes my favorite team sometimes, but I told him that too, and he started laughing. But
it's amazing, man. Obviously not Sports Business Classroom. I wasn't a part of it, but I was able to kind of be a fly on the wall for some of your guys' sessions here at the studio, and with Jay, Donde, Howard, CP, you guys got some amazing advice, and there's nothing like Summer League, man. Just how open it is to everyone. You'll see your favorite player on the concourse. You'll see Bobby Marks, in meeting room D.
Yeah.
You see Howard and SVP. It's second to none.
Yeah, as well as these are relationships that I plan on keeping for the long-term future as well. And those people, I was surprised, there's no arrogance to these guys whatsoever. Usually they're regular people just like us. I'd never really thought about it like that. They're always open to help you out. Always pick up the phone whenever you need something.
For sure.
Give you constructive criticism all the time. I'm so blessed to be a part of that program at the end of the day.
No, I'm glad you had a great experience, and hopefully you took something from that.
Yeah, definitely. So, can you talk a little bit about working at HallPass during the school year? Because you are still in school as well.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I got one more year of school. Fortunately for me, HallPass, their offices are 20 minutes away from Chapman University. About a year and a half ago, I was able to kind of start interning there, doing whatever they asked of me. And from there, they kind of got to know me, so it was a easy transition into my first summer league. And I've learned a lot from HallPass, whether it's stuff behind the camera, learning the technical side of things, something that's really not my strong suit. And HallPass, man, there's obviously it starts with the man at top, Albert Hall. They're great at what they do. They have so many things lined up. Obviously, you got Summer League, you got the Jalen Brunson golf tournament next month, coaches meetings. The list goes on, man, and it's cool to get experience from that. And also, working with I forgot to mention I work with the podcast Missing Curfew, an NHL podcast. That was cool to get hands-on experience, seeing the podcast side of things, creating content and that stuff. So just a lot of stuff that I've worked on and learned through that. It's been fun.
Wow, that sounds like a really rigorous schedule. You're working at HallPass. You're still in school, and even last year you started your own podcast, the Co-Courtside podcast.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about starting that podcast?
Yeah, it was last year at Summer League again. I hate to keep giving this guy shout-outs. I do. He's a great guy, but he it's kind of the same thing. Just said, Alex, get on the mic, create a podcast. Obviously, he brought up the infamous Gen Z Hoops. And yeah, I've been fortunate to do, Zoom interviews, on-air interviews with, some great people. I want to be more consistent with it. I think, in life or something you're passionate about, we all can say we want to be more consistent and show getting better at it. But it's been a great experience. I've gotten so much better at talking to people, asking the right questions, and I'm very happy with the decision to go about creating that. But we are at a bit of a standstill right now, as the Co-Courtside is right now banned from YouTube. I kind of had some copyright issues, but we'll figure that out. Or we're gonna get to it. Luckily, I still have my Instagram.
Thank God. I'd be selling everyone short if I didn't give this guy his flowers as well. I'd be hearing like an
he loves
earful.
It. He wanted to switch because he knew he was going to get a bunch of shout outs this interview. That's why he wanted it. We know what he was all about.
I'll keep it short though. I don't know where I'll be in my life without this guy right here. He got me coming to Summer League last year, kind of like perfect my public speaking skills, and look at me now. I'm on a podium in a studio at NBA Summer League.
Shout out John's Instagram stories too, man.
Oh yeah, those are amazing.
No, he's the man though. He's great. So, and it's good to see that you're following in his footsteps with the Gen Z Hoops podcast.
Got a lot to live up to.
I appreciate. No, man, the hustle you've been doing. You know, going on the concourse, just finding any player you can. It's very, it's something that people should look up to, and you got to start somewhere, man. So good shit.
I really appreciate that, man. So on the topic of interviewing, who's the favorite player that you've interviewed this summer league?
Well, this summer league, Pajemski was really cool. He's a down-to-earth guy. I had to escort him back to Cox Pavilion where the Warriors were about to play, and he stopped for everybody on the concourse who were asking for his autograph and picture, and he was just a very down-to-earth dude. And anytime you're able to get a guy to interview like that, you're very fortunate because it just makes it a lot easier.
He's had a really good summer league. Like, his growth has been amazing.
Yeah.
After SBC one day, I sat down and caught like the ending of his game against the Bulls against Matas, and he actually almost had a triple-double. He had a double-double, but he was like 4 assists shy of a triple-double.
No, he.
I think it was.
That's what I talked to him about, man. He does stuff that, necessarily doesn't show up in the box score, but stuff that a coach wants a guy on their team, and Pajemski's a great player, so it was cool.
We see a lot of guys like who are on that USA Select team that I was playing against, Team USA that's going to play at Paris. I feel like those guys are so overqualified to be playing in summer league, like Hawkes, Brandon Miller, Pajemski.
Yeah, no, like I said, you always have that list of guys that people are like, come on, why are they here in Vegas? Just get ready for the season. But I think it's the dedication and love and passion that they have for the game. So in a way, you got to appreciate it.
Other than Pajemski, what other prospects have caught your eye here at Summer League?
I like Kolek, man. I'm a Knicks fan, like I said. Kolek's been diming them up. Mm-hmm. Who else, man? I don't want to say Reed Shepherd. Everybody said Reed Shepherd. I'm sick of hearing his name.
Khalil Ware.
Khalil Ware has been great.
I
didn't know much about him coming from Indiana, but he's obviously from the Mike Woodson player tree.
Right.
Ware's been great during the semifinals today. Shout out to the UConn guys clinging. He's balling out. Steph Castle, Cam Spencer. So a lot of interesting names. It's kind of a down year for the talent-wise in Summer League, but nonetheless, some guys that have always caught your eye.
Dalton Connect's another guy who caught my eye. Connect 4 on the Lakers.
Connect 4, baby. Yep.
Can't go wrong there.
Yeah.
So start, bench, cut. I heard this on your show. You did this little segment. So All-Star, London Olympics 2012, and mission trip in 2019.
Wow, you know about the 2019 Cuba trip.
Yep.
No, that Cuba trip, man, it was I wanted to add that because it's the easy answer is the London Olympics, the All-Star Games, meeting players, but I learned a lot from that Cuba trip because one, I was a week without my phone, no cell service, classic Gen Z kid saying, "Oh, I didn't have my phone," but I learned a lot, and I enjoyed it by the end of the week. But I was able to paint courts for the kids of Cuba, refurbish them, give them new gear, and it was just an eye-opening experience, man. So I'm gonna after that intro, I might have to start them, man. I'm gonna start the Cuba trip.
Okay.
I'm gonna just what All-Star games? All my All-Star games?
Yeah,
just the experience.
The experience of being an All-Star.
I'll bench the All-Star just because the experience is amazing, man. The players you meet. I was a kid running around the hotel lobbies, asking players for autographs. Yeah, the Olympics were sick too, man, but I was 9 years old at the time, so I don't really remember it. There's a picture of me and Kai and Anthony actually playing video games together in the meal room. We can pull that picture up. Maybe you can use it. But Kyan's now, he's one of the top prospects in high school, so that's pretty cool to see. But yeah, I'll go start, Cuba trip, bench, All-Star games, cut Olympics.
Okay.
What about you? Are we start? I'm trying to come up with a question for you. Start John's hooping skills. Start, cut, bench. John's hooping skills, podcast skills, or
IG stories.
IG stories.
Oh, you got to start the IG stories. I think we got to start those. We got to start the IG stories. Those are generational. That's like LeBron level on Sports Illustrated cover right there.
Yeah. He's got a knack for it.
His podcast skills, I got to bench because he's spread a lot of wisdom to me over like the last 2 years. Not in such like a supportive way all the time, but I need that tough love in my life. And yeah, I think we got to cut the hooping skills, man. I don't know. You probably give him buckets all the time in those runs.
No, I mean, he's got those giant hands. He's a
shot
6'3". He's a shot blocker, so I haven't really seen him hoop, though, but I think that's a good list.
Oh, no. He always tells this story. When I was in 8th grade and he was a senior in high school, I had to guard him one practice. He was baking me. Post up, back to the basket, boom, boom, like Shaq style. Jump hook, and it had me, like, crying to coach, as he would say. But there, I gave him his flowers. I can't roast him as much as I want to, but that leads us into let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
So, what contending teams are you looking forward to seeing this season in the NBA?
I think Minnesota's intriguing. Obviously they had a conference finals appearance this year. You drafted Dillingham. Terrence Shannon's looked good. I think they're going to see rotation minutes, and they're both two pure scorers that they needed last year. So Minnesota, I think they're only going to get better.
Right.
I'm not sold on Philly.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a Paul George guy. I've never been. Maxi's a stud. He's the real deal. But I think Philly I'm not sold on them. I think the Knicks have a shot to win it all. I'm being biased. Boston, always there. What's another name that I'm missing?
I'm not really sold on Milwaukee either.
No,
if I'm being honest.
Milwaukee's cooked, man.
I think they're done.
They're only getting older. I swear to God, Middleton, Lopez, all those guys have been around for 10 years.
Portis too. He's getting older.
Yeah, no, that team, their window's closed.
I'm
OKC,
biased.
obviously, I'm pissed that they stole Hartenstein from New York, but yeah, it's gonna be, like I said, the NBA it's in a new it's a new era in the sense that there's so much parity. There's 6 winners in the last 6 years. We haven't seen that, I think, since the 70s. Right. So when I list all these teams, it really is like all these teams can't contend because you see a winner every year and new winner every year, and I think it's something that's cool to see. So what about you?
I'm biased. Of course, I'm going to say the Heat are always going to be in there because
you're a Heat fan?
I'm a huge Heat fan.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's my team. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of rough when you're always contending and you're like right there in the finals like every year.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I still really like the core. Like we haven't really seen the Heat healthy in the playoffs. Like 2022, Tyler Hero and the whole team was banged up. Jimmy Butler was banged up. Tyler Hero, Victor Oladipo out. And then Jimmy this year out. So I really don't think we've got to see like the whole entire team healthy as a group go and try and compete for the title. Especially Terry Rozier's on the team as well. But all bias.
Rozier, come on.
I like him.
Get out of here.
He gave Jalen Brunson 38 in Miami.
As Jimmy, I love Jimmy. I wouldn't say I love Jimmy, but is he a guy that he just never seems focused? He always does. It's like an act at this point that he has. He does the coffee thing. He's joking around. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like he's just like enjoys every aspect.
I love Bam. Bam works his ass off. I don't know. I think I'm not sold on the Heat anymore. I think if we're talking about a window closing, I think it's with the Heat.
I hope not. Let's just say that. I hope not. But all bias aside, I think, of course, the Knicks are going to be there. I feel like they got a lot of good wing defenders, especially picking up Mikal Bridges, pairing him alongside OG Anunoby, so they can extend out to the perimeter.
For sure.
Really guard like 1 through 4, basically those guys. I feel like.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you see Gen Z hoops a year from now?
I don't know. Like honestly, I just want to keep getting more guests, like high-profile guys. I feel like I've done that like this year at Summer League.
For sure,
got a lot of good coaches, GMs. I learned a lot of good skills from CP and all the other instructors here at SBC. And I'm just looking to use those skills and then keep moving forward. Like, I started making reels recently. I had no clue how to do that. One reel recently got like over 1,000 views on YouTube.
Yeah,
so I thought
the reels
that was
are
amazing.
huge, man. Yeah, keep those. That's what I've been working on. But I'm in the same boat as you, man. I think just being consistent, get as many guests as you can, and then the sky's the limit. So, it's cool to see somebody else kind of doing the same thing that I'm doing, and I'll support you all the time, man. So
yeah, same to you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today and giving me this opportunity,
come
man.
on. Ashton, you're the man. Happy we got to do this. Appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to Gen Z Hoops. Make sure to follow, like, and subscribe on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all major social media platforms at Gen Z Hoops. You can tune in and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and every other podcast platform on the planet. Get ready for the next episode.